Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Masco5A here. And I just really quickly before the video started, I wanted to apologize for the such bad quality in this video. I wasn't using the mic I normally use, and I'm sure you can tell the difference right now and what you're about to hear. I also wanted to apologize real quickly that my voice was a little rough, and it might sound a little weird, and I might lose my voice at some points in the video. Anyways, it's still a great video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
What is up, you guys? It's me, Max5A here, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a tips guide, kind of like my own strategy on how to deal with the realistic difficulty in Black Ops 3 campaign. For anybody who hasn't tried it, it's very hard. One bullet and you're done. So here are my collectibles, beautiful. Anyways, how about we get going? So I'm gonna show you guys what loadout I use to tackle on this game mode, and what Cybercore I'm using, and then I'm gonna show you some gameplay on how some strategies that I use when playing. So first of all, let's check out the loadout. So what I use for every single mission is the Locust with thermal. So this has to be kind of this is a really good class because enemies can take you down in one hit. So what you want to do is take them down in one hit also. So Locust is a one-shot kill, and it's very effective. I guess you could also use the SVG, not the Dracon because it takes too many shots. The PO6 would be good also if you know how to use that gun. But personally, the Locust is one of my favorites, and it does the job one-hit kill. And you need thermal because that way you can see the heat sensor through the walls, and you can find out where each enemy is located, making it easier to take down your targets. And as for attachments, you're going to be getting attachments as you use the weapon. So for now, I have all three primary guns fighters. And I just have a variety of attachments on it. It only makes the game easier. But these aren't really a must. Of course, in order to get some of the attachments and the thermal, you need to have used the weapon a bit. So it doesn't take that much, about a mission or two, and you can get almost all the attachments. So just give it a go. Maybe play like regular, level up that weapon, and then go into realistic. Even then, you can do this without, thermal, but it's highly recommended because thermal, you can see your enemies through walls, and it makes it just a million times easier. As for your secondary, I'd recommend the LCAR-9. You see, since the Locust is a long-distance weapon, the LCAR-9 allows for any short-range combat situations where you don't want to find yourself in. However, if you do, you want to have something to keep you armed. So I don't recommend the MR6, the RK5, because they're kind of weak weapons. The Annihilator is good, but it's too slow for a fast situation. And the LCAR, you can spray and pray and you usually get the kill. As for any launchers aren't very useful, especially the only one I might recommend would be the War Machine. Even then, it's kind of risky, and there's no point really. You want to have a weapon so you can go long distance, and a weapon you can go short distance. For lethal, I have the Thermite. The Thermite is recommended so I can take down whenever enemies are bundled up in groups, so therefore I can throw one and kill them all at the same time. Here, you can use about any lethal you prefer, but I just recommend the Thermite because you can take down big groups at once. As for tactical, I highly recommend the EMP. This is for the robots, because humans, are kind of easy to kill, but sometimes, like flashbangs don't really work on robots. So I highly recommend the EMP because you'll be facing sometimes a lot of robots, and the Cybercore I'm recommending does not have anything to do with robots. So it's good to have a backup weapon that you can use effectively against robots. And therefore I recommend the EMP. You'll be able to throw it, stun him, and then kill him with your Locust. And again, it's always a one-hit kill with the Locust, so there isn't really much chance for you to miss, You just gotta have good aim. And as for tactical rig, obviously it's a no-brainer. You should have emergency reserve. That way you can get another chance if you get shot once. And that's really it's a no-brainer. Well, if you go down, you immediately get the chance to revive yourself and take another go at it, and try to get that checkpoint. So this is, of course, you must have the emergency reserve. For the other tactical rig, I use traversal enhancement. You don't need this one, because you're not going to be doing a lot of jumping. You're going to be mostly proning and crouching behind objects, trying not to get shot. With that being said, you could probably use sensory buffer if in case you want to. They throw flashbangs at you, but that's not that important. Maybe the explosive, because explosives are really damaging in this game, especially since you have weaker health. Copycat is not recommended because why would you want to take another gun if with your locust you're set? Proximity deterrent would be good also because it allows you to throw electricity whenever somebody is at hand-to-hand range. And it would be useful if anybody tries to get too close to you. Repulsor would also be really helpful because it can repel incoming grenades, which sometimes is the main cause of death, but most of the times you can just run out of there. However, if you're stuck in a corner and they throw a grenade at you, you can't run into the bad guys because you'll get killed. So Repulsor is a very good one. So as your second tactical rig, I recommend either Transversal Enhancement, simply because it's fun to use, Sensory Buffer, Proximity Deterrent, or Repulsor. Those really doesn't matter which one you use. It's up to you and how you deal with grenades and stuff like that. But for me, I like using Transversal Enhancement because it's just fun to use. And like I mentioned, wildcards, I have all of these, so I can put as many attachments to make my weapon stronger. However, you can choose another one if you really wanted to, but there's really no purpose. Furthermore, how about we move on to the Cybercores? So, for Cybercore, I'm recommending to use the Chaos Cybercore. And this is for low-level people who do not have all three. You know how you can switch them out in-game once you get high level enough? If you do not have that, I highly recommend the Chaos upgrades because they help you so much. And only one actually, the Firefly Swarm. All you need is the Firefly Swarm. Every time you unlock it, just use it and use it and use it in-game. This will take out enemies for you. Therefore, you don't have to deal with as many baddies at once. It's a very useful power-up. And you can take, of course, it only attacks humans, but most of the times you fight humans over robots. If you do face robots, however, you can use adaptive immolation, where you can tackle 3 or so robots and blow them up. And then, if they're bunched up, they can all blow up. So, that's why I recommend the Chaos, because those two, Adaptive and Firefly, are the main ones that you need to be focused on. You can use all these other ones, but they're not really needed. They're not very effective. And like I said, most of the time you're going to be backing off. You're not going to get in close range combat. So you want the Firefly to do all the damage for you. I don't recommend Marshall because, like I said, you're not going to be going head to head with these bad guys. It's very dangerous. The only good power up here will be the extended camo. If anybody spots you, you can turn invisible and take him out. However, just for that one, you can't do a lot of lethal attack unless you actually take action. And if it turns off and you're stuck in a bad situation, you do not want camo. And control, you really don't need control at all. It's very hard to use, in my opinion, especially for realistic. Because why would you want to take over robots and explode them? You don't face a lot of robots. The only one that here is very recommended would be maybe Remote Hijack and Protocol Override. Because that way you can take over robots and use them for advantage, and then the robot you control can take out the enemies. For example, Talon. They can take out the enemies and then you can just move on through. However, like I said, the control one, you're not facing a lot of robots, and in realistic, you're not going to be doing a lot of control. So I highly recommend the Chaos because the Firefly Swarm just takes out about 10 enemies every time you use it, and you just keep using it and it takes out the enemies so much more quicker if you can't deal with them with your Locust. And so for Cybercore, that's what I recommend, and for the loadout, that's what I recommend also, the Locust. Anyways, now we're going to switch over to some gameplay and show you just how to use the Locust and the Chaos and to your advantage. So we'll see you there. Alright, so right here I have the gameplay showing off the Locust Tragedy and the Cybercore. However, I was not using the Chaos Cybercore at the moment, but I think you guys get the general idea of whenever your bar is full, use the Firefly Swarm and it'll take out as many enemies as it possibly can, and it'll just a big help. Currently I'm using the Control Cybercore because I knew in this mission I was gonna be facing a lot of robots. However, it's not recommended. And so real quick, I just want to show you, see, right here I used my thermal to take out the enemies as they were coming in, and I took out in a bunch. So that's just one of the many uses of my thermite. and the EMP wasn't used in this gameplay, however, but you can get the idea of whenever there's a lot of robots, you can all take them out at once. And here I'm showing you what I do with my thermal ability, and I'm also using the cyborg ability that you have where you can see enemies on the map. You gotta have that on the whole time. Most people do already, so it really doesn't matter. But using the thermite, you can see through walls and see exactly where they are and go for those headshots. However, as you can see here, I go through obstacles. I shoot through obstacles because I know where they are. I just need to get the bullet through. However, some obstacles prove to be thicker than others and make it impossible to hit the enemy. But you just gotta move around the cover and find a good weak spot and take him out. However, as you've seen, this is a perfect example. I wasn't able to hit him, and I was curious, right? And it's because he was behind this giant pillar. So when this happens, you gotta face him where you can see the body. And so when this happens, you gotta be real quick about it. You can't spare a moment that he can spot you because he'll just shoot you down in one bullet. So you gotta be really quick. In some cases, if you can't shoot through obstacles, just pop out and pop back in and try to get as many kills as you can. And you don't even have to go for headshots. These guys die with one hit body hits because it's a locust. For those who aren't good with sniper rifles, however, I just recommend to be careful. This is one of the best strategies that I found because assault rifles, to be honest, take too long to kill an enemy. And you don't have the time when there's this many enemies and you only have one bullet health. So I'm sorry if you're gonna have to try and deal with it. But you can really see how I take advantage of the thermal and I shoot enemies through the back. And it's just something, you know, so you can keep in mind whenever you want to do the realistic, if you want to do. And here real quick, I just want to show you a little bit of a guide to get the Sting Like a Talent trophy. In this very exact section that you're seeing right now, I actually take advantage of the talent, and enemies will keep spawning infinitely. So you can just kill 20 of them and you get your trophy right away. Anyways, I just wanted to really show you some of the things I do with the Locust in-game, and as you saw, shoot through obstacles and you'll be fine. And if you need to, pop out and back in. And I'm not gonna say it's still hard, you guys, but this just makes it a little bit easier because at least killing the enemies will be easier. Anyways, that'll be it. I'm out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have a lot more videos coming soon. Like, rate, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. And yeah, my name is Max and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.